Hello and good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this session of how to apply for the Tony Elumi Foundation Entrepreneurship Program. My name is Alexandria Amambo, and I am the Alumni Engagement Manager for the Tony Elumi Foundation. Today, we're going to be walking you through a step-by-step guide of how to apply for the 2021 cycle of the TEF Entrepreneurship Program. Today, I have with me two star TEF alumni, Fred Mahonze and Everjoy Treader, who are our hub leads and alumni from South Africa and Botswana. So basically, they're going to walk you through today and explain exactly what you need to know so that you can submit your application. So without further ado, I want to hand over to Fred, who will just do a brief introduction of himself, and then he'll start walking you through the presentation for today. Welcome, everyone, and thank you. Over to you, Fred. Fred, you're muted. If you can unmute yourself.
Guys, sorry, technology. My name is, I've unmuted myself. Sorry. So my name is Fred Mahonze. I'm based in Botswana. I'm originally from Zimbabwe. I am a TEF alumni from 2017. And then I was also represented Botswana as the hub lead in 2018 and through to 2019. So I'm just here to speak to you guys about and work with TEF to encourage more people to basically apply for the program. It's something that is very encouraging and useful. So, but I'm going to walk you guys through what is TEF, in terms of what they've looked to achieve, what they've done over the years, and things like that. So I'm going to share my screen shortly with some information. Then I'll walk you guys through this information as well. So bear with me. Okay. So basically, as we said, welcome to this application drive of sorts, though it's virtual. And today we're going to cover a few things. So the program overview, the mission and vision of the Tony Elumi Foundation, the benefits of the program, how to register, how to apply. And then if in case for those who applied last year, because of obviously COVID issues, the TEF process was suspended. There's a revalidation process that you have to go through, and then how to get in touch with the foundation as well. So basically about the program. I encountered this program in December 2014. I was actually in Cairo at the time, and I watched the have a press conference. And in that press conference, I remember him promising $1 million to 10,000 entrepreneurs. So over a 10-year period. But long and short of it, so we started looking at who the foundation is and what they're trying to achieve. So the dream is, as it says here, is to lead leading champion of entrepreneurship in Africa. When you think of the smallest things that you struggle to find out or find, which is obviously funding, things like mentoring, information that better prepares you to be an entrepreneur. All of this has been the driving force behind what the foundation is trying to achieve and the missions it's trying to accomplish. So Mr. Elumelu himself has gone on to, and his investment company, Is Holdings, have then gone on to invest a large sum of money. It's not just the $1 million we see going out to entrepreneurs. It's also about the back work, the legwork, the people involved in actually delivering this to the African continent to benefit our fellow Africans in all the 54 countries. So what you find is there are 3 areas that they're focusing on. So the idea is to empower entrepreneurs through capacity development, seed capital, mentoring, and networking. So this is a very important aspect. What you find a lot of entrepreneurs get into business and they've never spent time in a room with more than 1 or 2 people in order to get to know them. They don't have seed capital, or they don't have people who can guide them through their processes and the learnings in business. So the TEF program, once selected, takes you through all these important learning curves within your business and in your business life actually as an entrepreneur. Secondly, the idea of promoting thought leadership on entrepreneurship through advocacy and evidence-based research as a guide for policymakers across African governments. So what you find is I'm going to focus on African governments specifically at this particular point in time, and I'll reference Botswana. What you find is the foundation when they first initially started running, obviously there was funding through Ears Holdings and Tony Elumelu. Thereafter, I remember in 2019, based on the growth rate of the foundation's efforts, one of the citizenship and entrepreneurship development agency of Botswana actually partnered with the foundation to fund an additional set of entrepreneurs who are coming out of Botswana. And this is just one of the examples of the foundation, speaking to policymakers and creating arrangements that work with African governments to benefit either entrepreneurs in a particular area or sector and things like that. And then lastly, the idea is to create an integrated entrepreneurial ecosystem that promotes African entrepreneurs. So when you sign up, you have what's called TEF Connect. On that platform, for example, you're able to then mingle and discover other entrepreneurs across the African continent. So I went from having, say, a personal database of 500 contacts to over 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 contacts who are busy and part of the Tony Elumelu Foundation. I mentioned at the beginning, the idea was to identify African startups in all 54 countries, investing 100 million over 10 years. Yeah, sorry, I didn't narrow that number there. The idea these 10,000 invested in over these 10 years would create 1 billion jobs and also have 1 billion in revenue growth. Now, what you find is the foundation is in its, this particular entrepreneurship program is in its 7th year, and they've already funded over 9,000 applicants to date, which is a massive feat. I think, yeah, so I just kind of as you can see, they've funded over 9,000 entrepreneurs there's at least a Tony Elumelu Foundation entrepreneur in every single African country. That much I'm sure. Moving on to the benefits of the program.
Okay. Okay, so thank you, Fred, for walking us through a little bit about the foundation and our program and the impacts that we have had so far. So now bringing us to the next part of the presentation, which is what are some of the benefits of the TEF Entrepreneurship Program. So I want to call on Everjoy, if she's on, to walk us through some of the benefits. If not, I can go ahead and walk us through today.
Hello, Alex, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Eva Joy. I am the TEF Hub Lead for South Africa. So I'm just gonna walk us through the benefits of the program. Hello, I'm kind of hearing myself back here. I'm not sure if you are clearly hearing me.
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, so you can just please go ahead.
Okay, all right. So the program is based mainly on the 7 pillars, which are addressing the essential needs of the entrepreneurs. So the 7 pillars, these are mainly that includes the TEF business management, and there's mentoring, there is TEF Connect, which is a platform that we can learn more from. And we do have meetups. We have TEF Entrepreneurship Forum, we also have the seed capital funding and alumni network. So just to go a little bit into the TEF business management, the benefits of this TEF business management, it's this is actually a 12-week program that you go through as an entrepreneur once you are registered on the platform. So this program teaches you mainly the things that the basic things of entrepreneurship for a startup company. So what happens actually is it covers several topics, including the starting and scaling of a business. It also includes the effective management and product design. It also includes the business development and marketing strategy of a business. So the entrepreneurship training will take place online, usually via the TEF Connect platform, which is the foundation's proprietary networking platform for entrepreneurs. And during this training program, entrepreneurs will be based for compendium of materials, case studies, videos, tasks, and templates, and interesting articles designed to expand your business acumen. This will also include a 12-week series on TOE Way, which expands the core business values of our founder. And to move on to the next, can you please just move the slide for me, Alex? Which is the mentorship. And through this, the mentorship is really, really important. Once you are going through this program, you are assigned a mentor that helps and guides you through the program, where you are able to communicate and talk to them and understand their ways also of doing business as they teach you through as you go through the program. So upon successful completion of the program, the foundation will also pair entrepreneurs with seasoned mentors that have a vast knowledge on business, and they will teach you a lot from start up to how you can scale your business. And these mentors will be responsible for providing you with strategic guidance as they embark on as you embark on your entrepreneurship journey. Our mentors are familiar with the African business landscape and will be able to use their invaluable experience to guide all the entrepreneurs that they are assigned to as they continue to develop and grow their businesses. And the next is when we have the previous years, we were doing our business plans, but this is a new competition that has been introduced, whereby you have the opportunity to present your idea or to present your business. So what happens is, in order for you to select the most promising, in order for the foundation to select the most promising entrepreneurs across the continent, and to ensure that those selected have fully grasped the training, as part of the final stage of the program, entrepreneurs will be required to participate in a virtual pitching. This is mainly due to COVID, that we are all the pandemic that we're going through. And so we are going to do this virtually. The competition will be online, where the entrepreneurs will have the opportunity to defend their business ideas to a panel of judges. And the next will be the seed capital funding. So through when you have gone through the pitching process of your business, you will go to the next stage of seed capital funding. And entrepreneurs that have successfully passed the pitching round will be eligible for a non-refundable seed capital of $5,000. The seed capital is calculated on the official Central Bank of Nigeria, which is in Naira, and it will actually be converted to your country's currency, but it will be equivalent to a Nigerian currency. The value of the Nigerian currency at the date of the selection of the program. So the aim is to support early growth, proof of concept, or enhance the business operations. The seed capital is tied to clear milestones in a well-articulated and relevant business plan. So as you pitch your businesses, you have to clarify what you do in your business, and that will enable you to go forward with the seed capital funding. And the next is the TEF Entrepreneurship Forum. At the end of the program, the foundation usually organizes and hosts its dedicated world-class annual TEF Entrepreneurship Forum. This is where they bring all the entrepreneurs, the alumni from the previous years that they have mentored and coached throughout the years from 2015. Everyone will be gathered, and there will be a global entrepreneurship ecosystem with an aim of leveraging convening powers to promote African entrepreneurship and to connect with local and regional decision makers. So there will be people from big companies as well that you will be able to talk to, that you can be able to meet and learn from as they talk more on business. And the TEF Forum is the largest gathering of African entrepreneurs with an estimated audience of around 50,000 people participating each year, both physically and virtually. And as entrepreneurs participating in a program, you have automatic access to attend this event and benefit from the opportunity to learn, to connect, and form cross-border partnerships with other entrepreneurs from all different parts of the continent as well. And so after that, there is the TEF Alumni Network. This is where you get to connect also with other alumni that are in different sectors of businesses, where you gain knowledge and understanding of how others are doing business, and you can get to learn from them. And entrepreneurs who have successfully completed a program and received their seed capital will join the TEF Alumni Network, a vibrant and community of over 9,000 entrepreneurs from across the continent. And by joining this network, entrepreneurs will have the opportunity to exchange ideas, interact with those within a broader entrepreneurship ecosystem, as I mentioned earlier, and establish partnerships. So you will get a vast networking platform for you to connect with and learn from as well, and partner with them. And alumni also, so the TEF Connect is a foundation proprietary online platform which leverages the digital economy to create more business and networking opportunities for African entrepreneurs. And you will get to, on this platform, it provides you to market across Africa. It is like an online platform where you can sell your goods as well, and you can get to connect with other entrepreneurs and business partners at the same platform. So that's the best thing about the TEF Connect. And with as well as facilitates interaction and direct networking with entrepreneurs. So investors, mentors, and other stakeholders will also be on this same platform, where you can be able also to meet with them and interact and partner with them. And in 2020, the number of registered users grew up to 1 million, comprising of entrepreneurs, mentors, and other representatives in African entrepreneurship ecosystem. So the platform on its own has become the single largest listing of data and on African entrepreneurship space, with a wide reach across the African continent. And that is back to you, Alex. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Everjoy, for explaining some of these exciting benefits that potential applicants can potentially have access to if they join our network and participate in our program. So now that we've kind of covered a little bit about the foundation, a little bit about our program, and some of the benefits, now we're going to move into the next section of today's session, which is going to walk you through step-by-step how to actually register and apply for the TEF Entrepreneurship Program. So I'm going to hand over to Fred, who's going to talk you through the registration process, and then back over to Everjoy, who will explain the actual application process. So over to you, Fred. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. All right, as I mentioned earlier, so the program is in its 7th cycle at this particular point in time. Applications opened on the 1st of January 2021 and will be closing on the 31st of March, so in just a couple of days. So the first step is to basically go on to tefconnect.com to register. And then for those, as I mentioned, who've already applied in 2020, they don't have to go to this stage. They've been placed in what is termed a preparatory category. So this is basically what the landing page looks like when you've typed in your TEF Connect. You will then have to obviously select preferred language, and then you click, you say you'd like. Once you've opted to register, please have a valid email address and select a decent to strong password. And then obviously they'll need your name and surname. This data that you supply needs to be very accurate because you'll need it as you advance the program. So they did match your personal, like your national ID or passport and things like that. After that, you obviously tick a box to accept the data and privacy policies. You can take a moment to read those as well. It's generally important. Thereafter, you click join, and then you continue. If you do have any issues, you may report them as well. Into that, so please, that email, also have access to that email because within a few minutes, you will get a confirmation email that will require you to confirm if this email is yours, basically verifying your email address. Thereafter, once you click that link, it's going to ask you to basically sign in. Once again, sign into the platform, you'll be able to start that email address and password that you submitted. And once you sign to the platform, you then select. So when you get on the platform, you're going to see where it says partner, investor, entrepreneur, and mentor. Actually, as an applicant, you're an entrepreneur, so you'll select the. There, as I mentioned before, accurate information is very, very important because later when you're invited to events or you have to submit company documentation, the foundation will be going with this information that you submitted. So please make sure that whatever you put here goes with your national identification. There's a section that will ask you any topics you're interested in, various stuff as you can see here, technology, e-commerce, investment, import, what is relevant to you, and you save and continue. Lastly, once you've completed that process, you'll then click on proceed to dashboard. At this point, you're fully registered and ready to start your application process. Have a joy.
Thank you, Fred. Yes, Alex, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so the application process is very simple. Once you have successfully registered and created your profile on the TEF Connect platform, the next step will be to apply to get a chance to be shortlisted and participate in the 2021 flagship program. And the application is in the form of a series of questions that are designed to test your business acumen. After submission, you will receive an email of receipt as confirmation within 1 working day when you register on the platform. The next slide for me, please. Okay, so what happens is on the platform, you will actually get step by step. The system will guide you through the application process. So it's not as if you are going to go through it all by yourself. The system will guide you and show you exactly what you need to do. So there is actually nothing to worry about. And the first step that you have to do after you have registered your profile is to go and click on applications. And after that, you will have to go to the next stage where you have to select on the platform. It will show you where you have to select the TEF 2021 flagship program and click on apply. You can either choose whether to read through the program that is attached there. So you can choose either to read more about the program, to understand more what is it that the program is about. So you can do that, or you can actually skip to go to the next stage. And once that is done, you have to just click on continue, which is guiding you through to that. And it will also take you to the next step after that, which is, can you please go to the next one for me, Alex? So the next step will be for you to select your preferred language. There is French, there is English, and there are also other languages that you can select from. So you select your preferred language and click on next, and that will take you to terms and conditions of the program. So you have to either accept or reject, but for you to continue with the application, you definitely have to accept the terms and conditions of the program. And the next step will be for you to actually choose and take a quick tour by clicking the next button, or you can skip the tool to go straight to the application process. And the next step that follows after that is to read through the application guide and click on continue. So I would recommend you to read through the application guide so you can have an understanding of what you are about to do, and you can have also an understanding of the application process. And the next process. So this, as I said earlier, that the system will actually be guiding through. So you will have to go to the next step where you have to fill in your details. Fill in your name, your last name, exactly as they appear on your ID, and just go through the application process, put in the exact details that are required there, and you can complete that. It takes just a little bit of time. It doesn't take you long at all. And the next step that you have to do is to go to the next session on assessment. So the next section is usually about your self-assessment section. You will be required to answer some business-related and reasoning questions. You can pause and continue later. It must be completed in one sitting. Click on the start button to continue to the next step. The next step now, this usually is a personality assessment section where we actually have to understand and test you on your personality. So this simply helps us to know you a little better and answer all the questions as honestly as you can as you are answering this section. And the next section after this, the next step will be for you to do a cognitive test assessment. If it actually tests your business knowledge and reasoning skills as well. So I would recommend that you answer all questions as correctly as you can. And once you are done with this section, and as I mentioned earlier, let me go a little bit earlier, that the self-assessment and cognitive assessment, you have to take this in one sitting as they are timed. So you have a specific time that you have to complete this assessment. So you cannot pause like you did in the beginning. You cannot pause and come back to it. So you have to make sure that your connectivity is set and you are able to continue and finish this assessment in one sitting. So the next step that you have to do is that once this is done, you will click on the next and continue button, where it takes you actually to where you have to do a declaration. This is the last section of your application. So the last section is a declaration section. So answer honestly as you can and declare and just do a declaration of you have understood what you have done and what you actually have accomplished through this test. So the next step after this will be for you to so after answering all these questions, you just have to click on submit your application. So now this is the final step. You have already done everything. You have accomplished you have finished your test, and make sure that as you are completing this test, you are answering. If you are doing the test as you're doing your application, it It just needs you to put your mind, because it is not a difficult thing, because this is the business that you are in. You understand and know what you're doing. And these are simple questions that you're just being asked to understand you and understand the kind of business that you're in. So once you are done with all this, all you have to do is to click on submit your application, and you will receive a message to indicate that you to the next stage of the program or not. And this message will also be sent to you through your email address, which you registered on the platform when you registered for the program. Thank you, Alex. So once this is all done. Hello, Alex, sorry.
Yes. Okay, so now you've gotten to this next section, which basically talks about the different categories that the applicants will be placed into based off of how they perform in the personality and cognitive test. So there's actually 4 different categories based off of your performance, which is preparatory, startup, beginner, innovator, intermediate, disruptor, advanced. So the first category is preparatory. So entrepreneurs that fall into this category are still pretty nascent in their understanding of business. And so we felt as though they would be unlikely to be able to follow some of the rigorous training that will be provided throughout the program. So these entrepreneurs will actually not be eligible to go through the entrepreneurship training, and will be advised to go on to TEF Connect and take part of the training that we have available on be available to take part of some of the training that we have available on TEF Connect. We also have the startup and beginner category. So the startup and beginner category, we believe that those entrepreneurs have a fairly, beginner understanding of business, and they're just starting out, and they'll be able to have a training that's catered specifically towards them. The next category is innovator intermediates. So this category is entrepreneurs that have a pretty good understanding of what it takes to run a business, but they still require some developmental support. So these entrepreneurs will go through a training that is targeted specifically for where they are in their business understanding. And then the last category is disruptor advanced. So entrepreneurs that fall into this category have been identified as being, natural or seasoned entrepreneurs, and they'll be going through a very advanced training model as part of the program. So I just kind of wanted to break down those 4 categories because there's been some slight confusion coming around of what the different categories mean. So this is basically a breakdown. So I'll hand over next to Fred, who will walk us through the revalidation process. So Fred, over to you, please. Sorry, Fred, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Oof, technology. So I was saying that currently the pandemic we're still in caused the TEF program to be paused in 2020. So what then happened was, obviously people who applied last year, rather than them resubmitting applications, have to go through what is called a revalidation process. So I think everyone who had applied last year should have received an email. I did get a couple of people contacting me, finding out what was going on until they received the necessary emails. So in this revalidation process, so you will then obviously select your preferred language. If you do remember your email and password that you used during the application, please punch that in. If you do not remember your password, you obviously then have to click on the forget password option and then reset this particular information. Thereafter, you will get something in your inbox from TEF Connect. It will allow you to basically try and reset your password and access your account once again. So as you're seeing the screenshots here, this is ideally what you would see either in your email or when you click the necessary links, the relevant pages for you to reset your password. Thereafter, so obviously, as you can see, you'll then, once you've changed your password, As I mentioned earlier, make it something strong, so that at least no one can hack your account and disturb your opportunity. Thereafter, you log into the TEF Connect page. Once you log onto the TEF Connect page, so as you see, it opens up the flagship program as options, because you remember you've already your dashboard setups were already sorted out from the 2020. From there, on here, on this particular gray banner, you start your revalidation process. Now, obviously, again, you need to select your preferred language. And in case your information has changed from the previous application in terms of your generally your personal information, you can make those changes and update whatever it is, whether it's things like phone numbers, addresses, or anything that is pertinent to your application. You can make that to make that change. So as it is, you update all your personal details. So if you got married during the pandemic, great. Surname, this is a good time to do that. And then you continue to your business details. In some cases, you find small things like company names have changed or other stuff like that, or even your experiences have actually even grown in some cases. Change some information here and there. Once you've completed all the mandatory fields, you then say complete validation, and then that concludes your validation process. Thereafter, you will receive this confirmation message that will, you will receive this confirmation message just to highlight that your validation is. As it says here, you may click on the X button to see a preview of your updated form. So in some cases, just to make sure you filled in everything correctly, it's always good to just to recap all the information you've put in. After that, you may download this particular form in the form of a PDF if you want to keep this for yourself for future records. I think at this particular point, based on everything that we've shared, we are open to then taking any questions from those watching and want to know more in case gone over something a bit quickly.
Thank you so much, Fred. So we've actually curated a couple of questions, some frequently asked questions that we've received over this application period. So we'll just walk through some of the responses to those questions. And then if there's any additional questions that come in the chat, we can provide answers to that. And then we'll go ahead and close today's session. So Fred, if you can just take us to the next slide so that we can go through those questions. Okay. Okay, so in terms of who's eligible to apply, so the TEF Entrepreneurship Program is open to entrepreneurs across Africa. You just have to be 18 years of older to be able to apply. So if you have an idea, you can apply. And if you have already a business that's already functioning but is under 3 years, you're still eligible to apply for the program. Second question, is there a registration fee to be paid for the TEF application? So the Tony Louis Foundation Entrepreneurship Program is absolutely free to applicants. There is no fee associated with the application process. So if there's a third party that's charging you to apply for the program, this is not associated with the foundation in any way, as our program is absolutely free. Question number 3, where do I apply? And what is the difference between .com and .net? So to start your application, you can register on tfconnect.net. Both tfconnect.net and tf.com are both our web spaces. So if you find yourself directed to either one of those places, you're still in the right place. But the website which we're going with is tfconnect.net first and foremost. But both of them are our web pages. The second question, the fourth question there is, what is the next step after applying for TEF Connect on TEF Connect? So once your application is successfully submitted, you should receive an email immediately after completing your application, and you'll be provided with next steps about the training after the month of March. So question 5, I've experienced a technical error where I'm trying to apply, what should I do? So if you are trying and you're going through the application process and you get an error message, please send us an email at info@tfconnect.com with a screenshot or a video of the specific issue that you're facing so that we can resolve it immediately. Next question. So the next question is telling me a bit about the training. So we kind of went over the training earlier on in the presentation, but essentially the training is business development training that's targeted specifically to help entrepreneurs who are trying to start their businesses with the knowledge that they need to kickstart their business. So our training this year is going to take place on TF Connect, which we mentioned is our proprietary online networking platform. The training is going to be self-paced, so it's 12 weeks, but the entrepreneurs participating in the program can go through the training at their own pace. They don't need to rush through it. It's also a bespoke training. So we kind of mentioned earlier on that there are 3 different major categories. So there's based off of the category that you fall into, you'll be taking training that suits your level and where you are in terms of your business understanding. Next question, how long is the training? So I mentioned it's a 12-week training and it's self-paced. Question 8, can I reapply after being rejected before? So the answer to this question is yes. So we encourage you to apply to our program if you're unsuccessful. So for example, if you applied in 2020 and you fell into the preparatory category, which is the category that is not eligible to go through our training, then you are encouraged to reapply for the program. So you can go to tfconnect.net to apply for the program. However, if you are a 2020 applicant and because of the postponement of the program and you were not able to participate in training in 2020, you are encouraged to go through our revalidation process. So you don't need to go and reapply. You just need to go through our revalidation process, which Fred was so gracious enough to walk us through that process. However, the only category of people that are not able to reapply is any past beneficiary of the program. So if you applied and you went through the program in any of our previous years and you're actually an alumni already of the program, you received your seed capital, you are asked not to reapply for the program. And the reason being is that we want to, you've already benefited from the program and we want to open up the opportunity to other entrepreneurs who have yet to participate. Next slide. Okay, so question 10, if I applied in 2020, can I apply again? So kind of already covered that. The only category that can apply again if you applied in 2020 is anyone who fell into the preparatory category. So if you fell into the preparatory category in 2020, then you can reapply in 2021. And the last question we have here is, how can I confirm that I'm eligible and I should not reapply? So if you are a 2020 applicant and you fell into any of the 3 categories that are eligible for training, you can just check your email and go and see a congratulatory message that was sent to you last year. Or you could also send an email directly to us and we'll be able to confirm what status you are. So that concludes the question. So I'll just quickly look on the chat here to see if there are any additional questions from anyone who is participating with us live today. So if you have any questions, you can just put them in the chat. So I'll wait a few seconds for you guys to put in your questions. But if not, I will hand over to Fred and Eve to just close. Okay, so I'm not seeing any additional questions. So I just want to thank Fred and Eve for walking us through today. So Fred and Eve, do you have any last minutes or last thoughts or wishes that you would like to share with the applicants? Any personal experiences from your experience being an alumni of the Tony Alumi Foundation Entrepreneurship Program? Did you have any words of encouragement that you'd like to share?
Eve, I'll let you go first. Ladies first.
Okay. Abijo, are you there with us? Okay, looks like she's having some technical issues, but Fred, if you go ahead.
Okay, so I think the first thing is this is generally a great opportunity. One thing I like to do is networking. Just being on the TEF program in Botswana alone gave me an opportunity to meet about 100 other entrepreneurs who otherwise not have met in my business cycles, for example. It's further gone on to give me a potential 9,000 other business partners I can speak to and connect with on the TEF Connect, on the TEF Connect platform, for example. And the other thing is, as you mentioned here, in terms of eligibility, what happens if I'm rejected? I remember at some point I was once asked to share a story on the basis that I remember after this application, the drive was announced. I applied in 2015, was rejected, applied in 2016, was rejected, finally applied in 2017 and was accepted into the program. So that acceptance also, it validated some of the ideas that I had. And like I just mentioned before, gave me access to network. So the main gist of the story is that even if you fail today, don't give up next year. Don't give up, with whatever you're doing, whether it's TEF, whether it's TEF, whether it's a loan you're trying to apply for, a funding you're trying to apply for from somewhere else, or whatever it is. Just always put your best foot forward, and what's supposed to come your way will definitely come your way.
Thank you so much, Fred, for sharing those words of encouragement with our applicants today. This is, a testament. You applied 3 times and you were eventually selected for the program. And it was a very, as you've mentioned, very exciting experience so far. You have been very engaged and connected with people from across Africa, not even just Botswana, through your participation through the program. So it's definitely been really exciting. So thank you so much for sharing that. Everjoy, if you're still with us, if you'd like to share a few words before we just go ahead and close today. Okay. It seems like she's been cut off. But yeah, I just want to say thank you for everyone for joining. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Everjoy, for sharing a little bit more about the foundation, about the program and some of the benefits, and then helping all of the potential applicants who are participating with us today how to, actually apply for the program. So if anybody has any additional questions that weren't covered today, you can send us an email directly at info@tfconnect.com, and we'll be able to respond to you immediately with feedback. I want to say thank you once again, and I want to wish everybody a good luck as they apply for the program. Remember, applications close on March 31st at 11:59 p.m. So please try to take out time to apply, because as we said, it takes some time to apply. So thank you, everyone, and have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.